spacers. Sprocket. Keys. Alright, disassembly is finished. So I'll walk you around and show you all the parts. So here's the chassis. Boy, it got dirty in 6 months of driving around in it. So it needs a good cleaning, and then I can then I'll put some more primer on it, sand it, and paint it gloss black. Here's the wood tub. And you can see my mock-up on the particle board behind. So it turned out pretty much like my layout did. So here's the tub. Okay. So here's the upper body on the front. You can see the bulkheads that I made to give it some strength up front. I'm going to cut this opening bigger, more like this one, so I can reach my hand up in there and get to the nuts and bolts. Let's see, here's the throttle pedal. That's a 1x2 thin wall rectangle tube. The pedal. Little plastic clips that keep it against the side. There's the brake rod, clevis, brackets. Same tubing. There's the skins. The upper skins, they're aluminum. This is the assembly for the steering. This part here bolts to the aluminum hoop. Let's see. Sprocket, disc, hubs, locking collars, the bearings, the caliper and the bracket, keys. And here's the axle. You know, this got a little, this is the freewheeling hub here, and I had grease in there, but gosh, I don't think I had enough. I mean, it chewed it up pretty good. So the hub's a little sloppy on the axle, and that explains it. A lot of wear and tear. Here's some other parts out here. Lower part to the rear body. Front axle with the spring. There's the aluminum frame cover that goes around the front. Rims. That beautiful cone. Love this thing. Top there. Seat. Rear cover. And then the steering wheel, engine shroud, and rear bumper, front bumper. Alright. And last but not least, there's the engine. So I'm going to paint it all black. Gloss black. So I think that'll look alright. I'm continuing the disassembly. Here's the front axle and the springs. These parts are all going to be painted gloss black. And there's the cover to the frame on the front. I got to give the frame a good bath. It's greasy and filthy dirty. But tomorrow I think I'm going to try to get it all painted tomorrow or the next day. Here's the engine components that I have to paint. These are going to be gloss black. The Honda shroud, Kohler shroud and tank. These are spacer rings I made. Here's the top. And then here's the air box. Inside I put some clear lacquer in there so it's nice and smooth. I'm going to fiberglass over this, paint it black. There's the K&N filter. Here's the decorative ring. This is the one that actually flows the air. Some other components. These parts are also going to be painted black. These are the pedal components and the steering linkage. I've got all the nuts and bolts in little baggies with little notes inside to help me remember where they go. Because when I did old 27, I forgot where a lot of the nuts and bolts went. But the old Monocar is sitting out here in a big old pile of parts. So I got to hustle this week and see how much of it I can get painted. I've been collecting color chips, as you can see. This is the blue and the two blues I'm thinking about at this point. But there's some nice colors there, but I'm kind of picky, I guess. It takes a while for me to decide. Alright. Well, it's the wee hours of the morning and I'm working on color schemes. So you've seen this one before, the blue one. But when I first started the idea of building the Monocar, I saw this picture here of this pickup, and I like the colors of the green. See how the rims are a lighter color than the body, and then there's black. So that was what I wanted to paint this thing from the very beginning. So I worked on a color scheme sketch here with a dark green body and lighter green discs, black motor, black chassis, some polished parts. So then there's been a lot of talk of me leaving the body aluminum. So I did a rendering of an aluminum body, black frame, black engine. You know, one thing about leaving it aluminum is I could introduce any color I wanted. You know, I kind of like custom cars, you know, with multiple paint jobs. You know, it's kind of something I've always liked. So I could get creative. I like to use color in these things because it adds a lot to the look, and then just keeping it a monotone color. So there is some potential in the silver idea, but gosh, you know, if I could find the right color greens, I kind of like that. So for fun, I did a red one. I don't know why I'm working primary colors here, but you know, I could pick some neat reds and have a nice, you know, racy look, I think. Bob on the Cyclekart Club, he posted on my thread, maybe I could do it in team colors. And when I did the color study on old number 27, this is the one I landed on. And I could do team colors. I have leftover paint, all the colors. I could invert it, you know, put the lighter blue on the wheel disc, dark blue body, black frame. So, you know, I could use those same paints. I've always kind of been partial to that one there. I like the cream look, you know, so and there was a red one. And then, you know, black version. So anyway, I'm going to have to decide. I'm painting black parts first, so that'll give me a little more time to pick a color. Here's the blues, and potentially the greens. I really haven't found one I like yet. You know, I really like these greens. Yeah, that's nice. And all aluminum. It'd be aluminum bodies, some polished parts, clear coat over it, so it'd have a gloss effect. And then I could pick a color, try to match the interior to the discs. If I went with a red, it'd be a pretty dark, probably a burgundy body, and not bright as red as that. But anyway. So, onward and upward. I keep plugging away.